Hi everyone, I have my 186-day-old bean here. I fed it a few days ago. I did it off camera because I didn't have a voice to talk. And I fed it here and I moved the cocoons from this side to this side. So we have plenty of cocoons here, some baby worms and some insects, which are very annoying, but I'm in the process of eliminating them. So okay, I also gave them a bit of fresh bedding, which was quite moist, I would say wet, but as you can see, they are enjoying it. But what I want to do today is to add some dry food for them. It will be a bit more of a slow food. Okay, we have a baby worm here. Because I harvested some casting a few days ago from this bin, but it was difficult because it was a bit too wet. So I want it to be a little bit more drier. Look at these worms. So they had veggie scraps in the last feeding. So there's plenty of fast food, moist food in a bin. So I thought I can give them something a bit more drier. Nice big cocoon. I'll drop it here where the rest of cocoons is. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper. This bin is starting to be really deep. So I want to harvest some more castings from this bin. I hope to start my garden next week. Okay, we have some tiny baby worms. It's the area that the cocoons were before, so all those tiny babies that hatch are probably somewhere here. Okay, another cocoon, smaller one. Yeah, it's okay. And one on my glove as well. I'm putting cocoons away because I don't want to disturb them. I don't want to play too much with those tiny baby worms. I don't want to hurt them. So I move the cocoons to the area that I'm not going to touch for a while. So the last feeding was here. I'm not going to touch it for a couple of weeks or more. So hopefully in this time most of them will hatch. But because I didn't touch this area for a while, we can find tons of cocoons here, like the fresh ones. Okay, so let's take a little bit more. Okay, there's a little part in the corner. Those are like nice and big worms. I'm just wondering, would I be brave enough to use them for fishing? So this stuff is mushy, slushy, squishy. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just definitely too wet to harvest the casting. And there's tons of good castings here. So okay. So I have a container with the tea that I just took out of the tea bags. I will use tea bags under the next veggie feeding to absorb the moisture, but for now I just want to sprinkle this tea. It's mostly dry. We'll cover it with some stuff from here. Another cocoon. Okay, and sprinkle more. So hopefully they're going to enjoy it. And hopefully this will absorb some of the excess moisture in this bin. Another cocoon. Not sure if you can see more orangey one. And there's another one here. Some clumped up bedding. A little bit more. And more tea. Some avocado pits. That will take forever for them to eat, but that's fine. Some baby worms. Tons of cocoons everywhere. Some bits of potatoes that I fed them, oh, I think it was a month ago, if not more. But they're trying to sprout. So whichever bits were like dead or not trying to sprout are eaten now. And only things left that are trying to stay alive. So worms can only eat, because they don't have a teeth, they can only eat the food that is already processed by bacteria. And if it's still alive, it's not going to be processed for them. It's not going to be ready. So it takes time. Yeah, sorry if I sound a bit off. I still don't have my voice 100% back. But it's getting better. Okay, some more. This cocoon. Okay. I don't want it to be too dry and uncomfortable for worms. So I'm not sure how much I can give them now. But, you know, it may take a couple of days. Then I will add the rest of it. Another cocoon. So this is like light yellow one. It's quite fresh one. So I don't think it's the one of the cocoons that I initially put there, and then there was another layer. There may be few of them here, but they're much darker now. Okay. It was probably the last layer of tea. Another cocoon. I'm seeing them everywhere in this bin. Another one. So I pull out 800 cocoons for my cocoon nursery bins from this bin initially, but then I stopped. When was the last day? I think 1st or 2nd of January, so it's been a while, and I let them be. I collected some of the cocoons on like one side and let them hatch. So I can see tons of babies, and I'm seeing tons of cocoons now because I'm not taking them out. I'm checking the rest of the bin now. This may go here. Another avocado pit. Okay, so what you can see here is the potato skin. So all the bits that were dead look like this now. And all the other bits that try to sprout are still hard and crispy. And I try to break them. You can hear the snap. Okay, so another cocoon. And there's another one. Wow, this is a lot. I'm going to have plenty of babies. And I'm very happy about this. Because this is not even half of the tea that I have to get rid of. Over the winter we drink more tea. We still drink tons of coffee. But we just want something, you know, hot and wet. So all sorts of teas like herbal, fruit teas. Another piece of potato that is trying to sprout. So you can see that bumps here that is trying to grow roots. I try to break it with smaller pieces, so hopefully it will not sprout. Okay, I'm not going to put too much tea on this half of the bean because this is tiny bit drier, still too wet for harvesting, but I don't think that tea will be gone in a week or two. It will take them a little bit longer. This is a little bit harder material, even if it's very fine. It's still hard, so it may take a few weeks for worms to deal with this. And I want to harvest casting of this half of the bean. So let's sprinkle a little bit more on this side. We'll mix it a bit with the bedding so it gets that moisture. So hopefully worms can, or bacteria can, start to eat it soon, and then worms can follow. Another couple of cocoons here. So I have tons, really tons here. I pull out like that much stuff from here over here, and it was loaded with cocoons, because when I add them, I also add some of the bedding with it to, you know, keep the moisture. Okay, let's quickly check those guys here and see how they're doing. So you can see nice and healthy worms. I could see someone on my Facebook posting about weird look of the worms. So the back, it's nothing wrong with them. The back side is a little bit flattish around the clitellum, and I guess after mating it may look a bit uneven. I'm trying to find a worm that looks this way, but no. This is just regular thing. But sometimes it has like little bits sticking out. And I think when they connect to each other, it stays like this for a while. I don't know, minutes, maybe hours. So they may look a little bit disformed, but it's nothing wrong with them. They're completely fine and healthy worms. So these are Euros. So with them you will see the clitellum is really visible, but it's also, especially in the older worms, it's also a little bit flat on the bottom side. And they're usually lighter too, lighter in color. So this one is trying to flip his normal way. Yep, but his belly is lighter, and then clitellum is a little bit more flat on the bottom side. So I think that's all for today with this bean. They look nice and healthy. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.